It's been confirmed that the Association of Regional Magistrates of Southern Africa are now going to court demanding that President Cyril Ramaphosa ensure their salaries are increased. They say government has a duty to increase their salaries by around 34%. Last year, the Independent Commission for the Remuneration of Public Office Bearers recommended that their salaries be increased. But if a court rules the president must increase their salaries, the same recommendations might apply for mayors, MPs and judges. And you can imagine the argument if government suddenly has to pay a lot more money to all of those people. Ian Cox is the president of the Association of Regional Magistrates of Southern Africa. Mr. Cox, good afternoon to you. Why are you going to court on this matter?
Good afternoon, Stephen. Stephen, I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding in this regard. And you will recall that since last year, there's been a big thing regarding the major review of the salaries and benefits of the magistracy. And what transpired in the meantime is last year we did go to court in order to force the IRC to actually publish what is called the major review report. Now, so what we are asking for, or what we asked for, was that the president make up his mind as to whether he approves of the recommendations by the IRC, whether he disapproves, or his other alternative is to refer it back to the IRC. Now that increase, in inverted commas, does sound a lot, but it is the first time in 15 years that our salary was actually reviewed. In the meantime, we have received salary increases below the inflation rate. So we were just lagging behind. The report of the president or the IRC was on the president's desk as from the first week of October 2024. And since then, nothing has transpired. We wrote letters asking when he would make his decision. We received feedback. And in May, for example, the end of May, we were informed that the president would, within 3 weeks, which ended on the 21st of June, make his decision. And after that, we heard nothing. So on the 17th of July, we then filed papers with the president being the first respondent, IRC second respondent, and the two houses of parliament being third and fourth respondents. And in essence, the idea was to get the president to decide what he was going to do with regards to the major review so that we can then decide on our way forward. So the 34%, it sounds a lot, but it comes over a period of 15 years that we've been lagging behind. So it must just be seen in context.
So, I mean, I understand that, as you say, you've been behind inflation for a long time and that eventually catches up. What is the impact? Yes. What is the impact of low salaries on the magistrates? I mean, I presume it means that people don't want to do their jobs properly, and often, and this must happen probably every day, you have lawyers appearing in front of you who earn a lot more money than magistrates do.
Yes. The morale of the magistracy at large is very, very low. And perhaps I should just say the following, Stephen, before I answer your question. And that is that we were in court today with the president. I'm not sure whether you are aware, but the matter was before the court in Johannesburg High Court. But nevertheless, the morale is so low because what in effect happens is you can just imagine you, for example, receive an increase of, let's say, 1,500 Rand per month. Then everything increases by 10%. You have school fees that increase, you have your medical aid, and just with, say, for example, medical aid and or insurance, your increase is gone. So it does not help you. It ameliorates the position slightly, but it does not help you. You know, it does not keep, you cannot keep up. So you're just going, our salaries are eroded over time. So we can no longer do what we did 5 years ago, never mind 10 years ago, we, in the past couple of years, have had a year where there was no increase, and then there was 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%. It amounts to nothing in your pocket in the end, and as I say, increases life costs in general, just erode all your money. So we are going backwards the whole time. And with the legal representatives and even prosecutors earn more than us, it makes you despondent, because yes, we find that sometimes, and we attribute that to the disparity in earnings, that they become arrogant. It's as if though we work for them, so to speak. And it's not good for the morale of the judiciary and the magistracy as a whole.
No, of course. I mean, there are all sorts of things that flow from it. Is it right to say that if you got this increase, it would open the door to other people who are also covered by the sort of public office bearers category to get quite a big increase as well? And I realise this shouldn't affect your case at all, but I think it will affect your case, if I can put it in the court of public opinion, if it means that National Treasury has to find a lot more money, not just for you, but for mayors and MPs. And strangely, I think magistrates might be actually more popular than MPs at the moment.
Yeah, it indeed has an impact on the fiscus. We are not blind to that, because unfortunately we are grouped in a category with public office bearers where we should not be, because the public office bearers in general are electives. They are elected, whereas we are actually employed. So, but we will work on that, because we are of the view that the legislation governing our salaries and conditions of service is it doesn't work. So we plan to take it to the Constitutional Court, perhaps, to indicate that it's unconstitutional. But we are not blind to the fact that it has an impact on everybody. But one must also remember, Stephen, and I think nobody knows that since 2016 at least, we were told by the IRC then that we must take a backseat as far as major review of our salaries and benefits are concerned. So in order to give the electives priority, because they are only appointed for a certain period, 2 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be. And in 2018, 2019, local government, traditional leaders, and so forth, their salaries were in fact reviewed and adjusted. We lagged behind, we stood back, and nothing's been done since, and so nothing came of those promises. And now we are in a position where, once again, it's actually our turn, so to speak, but everybody is on the same boat, and that's not fair.
Ian Cox, thank you very much indeed. President of the Association of Regional Magistrates of Southern Africa. It's a very interesting case.